Hey y'all, what's up? Heather Moss here, and today we are back in the kitchen, but we are not cooking today. Today we're talking about waxing our concrete countertops. The previous owners put in concrete countertops and I love them. I think they're great. I don't know if Jason loves them so much, but he's willing to help me wax them today. So I'm focusing here on the island so you guys can kind of see what we're doing. But the biggest thing here is we haven't waxed these in a really long time, and so they've completely lost their sheen. In fact, earlier today I started by just using water and a sponge to just wipe them down really good, just to make sure there weren't any rogue pieces of food that have gotten stuck on there that will then wax into the countertops, because that would be a nightmare. Who wants a piece of lettuce underneath their wax? And I'll show you actually after I used water to clean off the island, I then dried it with a paper towel, and this is what it looks like. So clearly that's not very waterproof. So what we've got here is the YYs and Cheng countertop wax. This is supposed to be completely food safe, and the previous owners left it for us, so we're really excited to try this out and let you guys know what we think. But basically the instructions here is you take a wet terry cloth sponge filled wax applicator. I bought these on Amazon, bought like a pack of 7 because you can't buy anything in like one for 25 cents on Amazon. It's always a pack of 7. You wet it, wring it out really well, and then get a dollop of wax, wipe it in a circular motion, and then you need to buff it out with, what is this, wool or
lamb, I think, right?
Lamb or whatever these
Lambskin,
people sell.
Buffing pad. It's a Cheng brand of it though. So I didn't have a grinder or anything to, it really calls for like a hook and loop attachment. Didn't have that, so I just had a drill. So I went out to one of the hardware stores and purchased a sanding attachment that was 5-inch that buffing pad will fit on. So hoping it'll work. Left the sanding pad underneath it, so it's got some grip and it won't spin freely, hopefully.
So that's what we're gonna try. So we're just gonna go ahead and get started here. That seems like Dad's gonna hold the YYs and I'm going to wet our sponge. So I have a bucket of water here. It's a real impressive bucket that I usually use to fill up with water and clean the floors. I'm just gonna wring out this sponge really well. And Jason, who is obviously the muscle of the group, it ain't me, is gonna go behind me and buff it. So I've got that wrung out as good as I can get it wrung out. How's it smell?
It smells non-toxic.
Smells non-toxic-y delicious. And I'm just gonna get, you know, a dollop of wax. That's probably way too much. Let's just back off on that. Dollop of wax here. I'm just gonna start buffing that in, man. I guess I could do it right in front of me so you guys could have a better shot of what it looks like. And if any of y'all are wondering what you should get your baby for Christmas, it's a drill. They love it.
It's always the non-toys that they want to play with the most.
I know that's right.
The more dangerous, the better. Not that a drill's too dangerous.
Depends on what's on it. This says that if you're doing it for the original application, you can apply 3 or 4 different coats, and that may end up being the case for us today, because let's be real. They say to do this every 3 or 4 months, and we've lived here for 3 years, and
not once yet.
Not
once.
once.
The first time, so.
What had happened was pretty much that. That's what had happened. It's
and we're kind of
busy.
We're busy and
we work
lazy.
over full time, each of us.
Yeah, I'm lazy too, but
yeah, we use our phones a lot.
Yeah.
All right, so.
You want Mom's microphone?
Yeah, I do, Dad. I'm gonna pull those lights and that camera down too. I'm just gonna get this good and waxed up, and Jason's gonna come behind me and buff it out.
Bucket of water.
From looking looking at that, that really looks like that we're gonna need more than one coat. What we're kind of going for here is we're missing that shine on our countertops that makes me feel like it's really sealed and waterproof. So we're just gonna time lapse because it's probably like watching paint dry to watch us do this. We're just gonna time lapse through it, probably do a couple coats so that we can show you the finished product. So we put 2 coats on it. It definitely has a sheen to it, which I really like. I don't think it's dry yet, so I can't really tell like what the durability of it is. It's dry kind of to the touch, but it's not super hard yet like we hope a wax surface would be. Application was fairly easy. Of course, I wasn't the one doing all the hard work.
It was easy still. Yeah.
So we went around it a couple times with the buffer. We have noticed though that it definitely shows kind of some swirl marks. So we'll have to see as it dries if that situation gets any better. But overall, I think we're pretty happy with the ease of application and the way it looks.
Yeah.
I mean, it looks pretty good. It's definitely a lot shinier. It definitely looks like it's a lot more sealed. So yeah, so that's gonna be it for us. Thank you guys again for watching. Like, subscribe, hit the bell, and we'll see you in the next video.